The Galactic Council had always been cautious when it came to humanity. For millennia, they had observed the rapid rise of humans from their primitive roots, noting how they adapted, evolved, and conquered every obstacle in their path. At first, the Council had seen them as a nuisance, an unpredictable species that lacked the grace and composure of the more established races in the galaxy. But as time went on, humanity's rapid expansion into space and their uncanny ability to survive in the most hostile environments left the Council's leaders with a nagging sense of unease. The Council chambers on the planet Silora, home to the most ancient and powerful beings in the galaxy, buzzed with whispers. A new report had arrived. It wasn't about the humans' latest technological breakthroughs or their new alliances with neighboring star systems. No, this was something much more terrifying, something that had never been seen in any species throughout the galaxy. The report revealed the true nature of humanity's diet. Humans were carnivores. This revelation had sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council. The ancient records, meticulously curated and preserved by every race in the galaxy, had never indicated that a carnivorous species had the potential for galactic dominance. Across the universe, every other race had been herbivorous or omnivorous at worst. The thought of a species that thrived on consuming other life forms was considered barbaric, a sign of primal savagery. The humans, they eat flesh. Zorath, a towering being from the Obsidian cluster, growled in disbelief. How could we have missed this? Their diet, it's monstrous. We should have known, said Lanithia, a serene but powerful being from the Kinnaran race, whose luminous skin shimmered under the soft lights of the council chamber. The reports from their home planet Earth, there were always stories of hunting, but I thought it was just a primitive ritual. How foolish we've been. Vandar, an ancient and highly intelligent entity, whose ethereal form could communicate telepathically, spoke next. The humans have always been more aggressive than we thought. They've always been able to manipulate their environment, but now we understand why they've been so successful. A murmur rippled through the council. The fear was palpable now. For centuries, the Galactic Council had maintained a strict policy of non-interference with humanity. The humans had shown potential, but they were still a relatively new species on the galactic stage, unpolished and unpredictable. However, now the Council understood the true depth of their nature. Humanity wasn't just evolving in a vacuum. They were evolving to consume and conquer. On Earth, the history of humanity's survival had been written in blood. From the moment they discovered fire to the industrial revolutions, from hunting animals for sustenance to the wars they waged for resources, Zorath slammed his fist onto the council table. We've been blind. The humans have the potential to wipe out entire star systems. Their hunger, their aggression, it's insatiable. They've already begun colonizing the edges of the galaxy. What's next? Will they turn on us? Lanithia's glowing eyes narrowed. They're still a young species. Perhaps we can intervene before it's too late. We can offer them peace, guide them onto the path of diplomacy. There's still hope. But Vandar, always the pragmatist, shook his head. Hope is a fragile thing when dealing with a carnivorous species. They've evolved to dominate, not to cooperate. Their history proves it. And what if they've already set their sights on us? The room fell silent. The idea of humanity expanding into the galaxy, not as allies but as predators, was a notion that made even the most powerful beings in the galaxy shudder. After all, the nature of the human species was to devour whatever they could, whether it was the resources of their planet or the lives of their enemies. But just as fear seemed to grip the council, a voice broke through the tension, a voice that had always been a symbol of reason and progress. It was Aerolis, a delegate from the Andromeda Federation, who had witnessed firsthand the resilience of humanity during their most recent forays into the stars. The humans are not simply carnivores, Aerolis said calmly, her voice cutting through the growing panic. Yes, they consume flesh, but they also thrive on something far more potent than any predator: unity. Their ability to band together, to overcome insurmountable odds, is what makes them truly dangerous. The Council underestimates them at its peril. Aerolis' words struck a chord. The room went quiet, and all eyes turned to her. They are driven by something that no other species has, the will to survive